Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, children. Good morning. Have you completed the homework given?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Completed
ma'am.
homework, ma'am.
All right. You had already taken the screenshots of the answers, right?
Yes, ma'am. Took the
Yes, ma'am.
screenshot of the answer.
Okay. Okay, fine. You sure you have all these answers, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any doubts here?
No doubts, ma'am.
Others, any questions? No answer, no doubts.
No doubts, ma'am, in this.
Okay. All right. All right. Have a look at this question, children. Solve for x. We need to solve the given equation for x. So the equation is 3 minus 5 by 6x is equal to half x or 1 by 2x minus 2 by 3x. Now here in this equation, you find x in more than one place. You find x in more than one place. On the left hand side, we have two terms. On the left hand side of the equation, we have two terms, 3 and 5 by 6x. On the right hand side, again, we have two terms, 1 by 2x and 2 by 3x, separated by the minus sign. We have two terms in the left hand side of the equation. We have two terms in the right hand side of the equation. In all, in the equation, there are four terms. I'll read the equation again. 3 minus 5 by 6x. So two terms separated by a minus sign. Correct, children? In the left hand
Yes.
side, we have two terms separated by a minus sign. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
5 by 6x is one term. Separator is always a plus or a minus sign, not a multiplication sign. So 3 minus 5 by 6x. 3 is one term, 5 by 6x is the other term, separated by a minus sign. So this is in the LHS. In the RHS, we have half x, one term, 2 by 3x, another term, separated by a minus sign. So this is the equation in which we can see one variable x, and we need to solve this equation, meaning we need to find the value of x. And you know that we see x in more than one place. So far, we were dealing with equations where only one term had the variable, where only one term had the variable. The variable x, y, or z was fixed or was associated with only one term. Now here you see x in many places. It's in many places. So how do we do this? So this can be the first step, children, writing everything with the denominator, because we see fractions here 5 by 6, 1 by 2, 2 by 3. So write 3 as 3 by 1, 3 as 3 by 1. 3 by 1 minus 5 by 6x is equal to half x minus 2 by 3x. That's the first step. Nothing, we're just fixing the denominator for 3. 3 means 3 by 1. Now look at all the denominators in both the LHS and the RHS. Take up all the denominators in both LHS and RHS. 1, 2, 3, and 6. The LCM of the denominators in both the LHS and RHS is 6. The LCM is 6. The LCM of 1, 2, 3 and 6 is 6. You must know how to find the LCM, children. I'm not talking about that. The LCM of these four numbers is 6. Now what you have to do is you need to multiply every term. Now we understood there are 4 terms. There are 2 terms in the LHS. There are 2 terms in the RHS. You need to multiply every term with the LCM. And we have also learned that when you perform the same action on both the sides, the equation is not disturbed. The equation is not disturbed. You're doing the same thing for everybody in both the LHS and RHS. So the equation is not disturbed. So see here, the first term 3 by 1 multiplied by 6 minus the second term 5 by 6x multiplied by the LCM is equal to half x multiplied by 6 minus 2 by 3x multiplied by 6. Do we understand this step, children? Every term is multiplied by the LCM 6. I'll just give you some time to look at that step. Every term is multiplied by 6. Okay, now let's simplify. What happens now that we have learned fractions? You know how to simplify. 3 by 1 into 6 is 18. And here you can cancel out. See, this is one thing. See, now this is like one term now. 3 by 1 into 6 is one term. Then 5 by 6x into 6 is the next term. Then 1 by 2x into 6. This is one term. You can simplify within this. You cannot simplify. You cannot cancel this 6 and this 6. You cannot, simplify between 2 terms. See now, for example, this 6, which is a part of the first term, and this 6, which is a part of the second term. The terms are separated by a minus sign. You cannot cancel out this 6 because this is in the denominator, this is in the numerator. So I'm striking it out. No, that's not possible. You cannot do that between 2 terms, 2 different terms. Within the term you can do. Simplification can be done within the term, not between 2 terms which are separated by a plus or a minus sign. So you cannot cancel this 2 and this 2 here. This 2 is a part of this term, while this 2 is a part of the next term here. See, they are separated by a minus sign. That's like a boundary. This one and this one, they're separated by a minus sign. So you cannot simplify something from here and here. So 3 6 are 18. 6 and 6, see, within the term, 6 and 6 gets cancelled. So 5x is equal to, now see, within the term we are simplifying. Within this term we are simplifying. 2 1s are 2 3s are. 3 into x is 3x. 3 into x is 3x minus, and here 3 1s are, denominator 3, and here the numerator 6. So 3 1s are 3 2s are. 2 2s are 4, 4x. 4x. Now let's simplify. See now there is we cannot simplify the LHS because LHS is 18 minus 5x. 18 minus 5x. They are not like terms. 18 and 5x are not like terms. You cannot add p and 5. P plus 5 is p plus 5. They are not like terms. You cannot add them. An x term can be added or subtracted with another x term. An x term should be simplified only with can be added or subtracted only with another x term. 18 minus 5x is 18 minus 5x. But on the right hand side, we have 3x minus 4x. What is 3x minus 4x, children? Ignore the x there. What is 3 minus 4?
Ma'am, 7.
No, what is 3 minus 4?
Ma'am, it's -1, -1.
Minus 1. Fix the x, minus 1x. So when you're simplifying, you're simplifying only the numerical coefficients while adding or subtracting. When we add or subtract, we consider the numerical coefficients. We simplify them and fix that literal factor. 3 is the in 3x. In 3x, 3 is the numerical factor and x is the literal factor. Literal. Literal meaning made up of letters. Literal. Literal. Like when they are made up of integers, we say integral. Flowers, we say floral. Something regarding flowers, we say floral. Floral. Integers, we say integral. Similarly, 3x, 3 is the numerical factor of 3x and x is the literal factor because it's a letter. It's a literal factor of 3x. No, like in 21, don't we say 3 is a factor of 21? 7 is a 21. When you consider the number 21, 3 is a factor of 21. 7 is a factor of 21. Similarly, here 3x, like 21, here we have 3x. In 3x, 3 is a numerical factor of 3x. X is the literal factor of 3x. Now, same with 4x. Same with 4x. So, how to simplify? These are like terms. 3x, 4x, they're like terms because they have the same literal factor. X. You can add them or you can even subtract them according to the sign, whatever the sign says. 3x minus 4x. So what you do is take up only 3 and 4. 3 minus 4, minus 1. Minus 1 x. Minus 1 x. So you can see in the next step, 18 minus 5x cannot be simplified because they're not like terms. 18 doesn't have an x with it. Only if it was 18x, you can simplify with 5x. 18 and 5x cannot be simplified. They're not like terms. So 3x minus 4x on the other side is minus x. Minus x meaning, minus 1x. Minus 1x meaning minus x. Minus x itself means minus 1x. So you don't have to show 1. Minus x itself means minus 1x. So 18 minus 5x, this is not capable of being simplified further. So we bring it down as it is equal to 3x minus 4x is minus x. Now we gather the like terms. We gather the literals, the letters on one side and the numbers on the other side. You can transfer anything, children. So now we're trying to collect all the x terms on one side and the numbers on the other side. Which side to collect the x terms? Any side you can collect. On one side you collect the x terms. On the other side you collect the numbers. Collect all the x terms on one side. Any side. LHS, RHS, any side. Whichever side you want. Collect all the x terms on one side and the numbers on the other side. So what happens here? 18 remains in the. This is what is in the working here. So you can even transpose 18. So there is nothing like you should do this. You can even transpose 18. You can even have the number 18 in the RHS and the x terms on the LHS. What you see here is I have taken 18 as it is in the LHS. You can see here 18 is in the LHS. See, this is the equal to sign. Equal to sign. So this side is the left hand side of the equal to sign. This is the left hand side of the equal to sign. And this is the right hand side of the equal to sign. So 18 remains in the left hand side is equal to, you can see is equal to minus x also is in the right hand side. See, it is minus x is after the equal to sign. Here also it's after the equal to sign. So no change in the position of minus x. Now don't tell me it's moved. It was written here, now it's written here. It's not like that. There are only two positions. Is it in the LHS or RHS? In the LHS you can write it anywhere. In the RHS you can write it anywhere. Only two positions, LHS, RHS. So 18 remains in the left hand side. while we have transposed 5x minus 5x as plus 5x. Can you see it here? Can you see it here? Minus 5x transposed as 5x. And this minus x as it is. Minus x as it is. Children, you should tell me if you understood this step. Otherwise, I cannot proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Understood this step, ma'am.
Yes, class. Matthew, Mritika, Nandana, Anugraha.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Ma'am, can we take a snip of it?
Yeah, sure,
Ma'am,
sure.
can
Complete answer.
ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can. Yes, Nandana.
Ma'am, in the before class also I didn't attend the class, ma'am, because I got network issue, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. I realized that. Correct.
And now only I joined the class, ma'am, so I can't understand, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. Okay, then I'll do it again from the beginning. Okay. Let me just finish it and come again from the beginning.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, once it is done, can you show the full page or shall I take a screenshot of it?
Sure. Yeah, that I'll definitely do that. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have 18 is equal to 5x minus x. 5x minus x. Now again now here in this step we have collected the x terms on one side in the RHS and the number. 18 is the only number and that is on the left hand side. Now what is 5x minus 4x? What is 5x minus x? What is x?
Ma'am is equal to 1, ma'am. Minus 1.
No, 5x minus x. 5x, what's in 5x, what is the numerical coefficient of x?
5, ma'am.
And in x, what is the numerical coefficient of x?
No numerical coefficient, ma'am.
That means, is it 0?
No, ma'am. It's equal to 1.
It's 1. When we say x, it is 1x. 1x. So now how do we simplify? We simplify the numerical coefficients. 5 minus 1, 4. 4x. 5 minus 1. How do we simplify 5x and x? So this is plus 5x. This is minus 1x. X means minus 1x. This is plus 5x. This is minus 1x. Both are like terms because their literal factor x. Their literal factor is x. So how to simplify them? The numerical coefficient of x is 5. The numerical coefficient of x here is minus 1. So 5 minus 1 plus 5 minus 1 plus 5 minus 1 plus 5 minus 1 is plus 4. Think about it. Plus 5 minus 1 is plus 4. So plus 4x. Write that literal factor as it is, plus 4x. So 18 is equal to 4x. So you know, children, this very useful property of equations. You can just you can just write 4x when you have an equation like this. You can simply exchange the LHS and RHS. So 4x comes here and 18 comes here because we want to have x in the left hand side. That's convenient. We have learned this property and we have solved many questions based on this property. In an equation, you can simply write everything in the right hand side and the left hand side, and everything in the left hand side to the right hand side. It still is not disturbed. The equation is not disturbed. You don't have to change the signs and all that. You don't have to change the signs. You don't have to change the signs. Completely, whatever is in the RHS is written in the LHS. Whatever is in the LHS is written in the RHS. Then you don't have to change the signs. If there are many terms and you're taking only one to the other side, then you should change the sign. But if the entire LHS is taken to the RHS and if the entire RHS is brought to the LHS, you don't have to change any sign. Just write them as they are. So you can see 4x is equal to 18. So x is equal to, so you divide both the sides by 4, right? You don't have to show all those steps now. You divide both the sides by 4 and you get x is equal to 18 by 4, which is 9 by 2. Yes, others, as I'm explaining it to Nandana, I think you can just write down instead of taking a picture. Anyways, it's going to be a repeat for you. So maybe you can practice the sum now in the class. Please do that. You can also take a
Yes,
picture.
ma'am.
Yeah, please work it out now as I'm teaching Nandana. Nandana?
Ma'am?
Are you there? Can we
Yes,
start?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So in the given equation, how many terms do you see in the left hand side?
2 terms, ma'am.
In the right hand side?
1 term. 2 terms, ma'am.
How do you make out 2 terms? What are the 2 terms in the RHS?
3 minus 5 by 6x.
Okay, no, that's what. So how many, that is the left hand side. Tell me the terms in the right hand side. Right hand side, what are the terms? What are the terms in the left, right hand side? Okay, I will tell you one. 1 by 2x is one term, which is the I think you have some network issue. You're not able to unmute and speak. Nandana? Okay, Nandana, I'll just proceed. I hope you're able to at least hear me clearly, though you're not able to unmute and speak. Okay, so in the left hand side, we have 2 terms, and in the right hand side, we have 2 terms. This is one term, this is the other term, separated by a minus sign. Again, in the right hand side, this is one term, this is the other term, separated by a minus sign. There are 4 terms. And in this equation, you can see that the variable x is in more than one place. The variable x is here in 5 by 6x, is here in 1 by 2x, and also here in 2 by 3x. So far in equations, we had the variable in one place. Yes. I'm sorry, Nandana, since your voice is breaking, let me just proceed. Hear me. I'll just proceed, please. So now 3 is written as 3 by 1. 3 is written as 3 by 1, and the remaining terms as they are. That is, we write, since we see fractions here, 5 by 6, 1 by 2, 2 by 3, we wish to write 3 also as a fraction, 3 by 1. Next, look at the denominators. No, Nandana, I think no, I can. Yes, I can hear you, but it's breaking your voice. It's not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
No, just tell me one thing. Are you able to hear me clearly, Nandana?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Yeah. Then we just listen. In case you have a doubt, you can unmute.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So the denominators. Now there are 4 terms. There are 2 terms in the left-hand side, and there are 2 terms in the right-hand side. So totally in the equation, there are 4 terms. And of these 4 terms, 3 terms have the variable x. 1, 2, 3. These 3 terms have the variable x. No, we're just trying to understand the equation. We're just trying to understand the equation. In this equation, there are 4 terms, of which 3 terms have x in it. Now, the first step is to find the LCM of all the denominators. Now, 1 and 6 are the denominators on the left-hand side. 2 and 3 are the denominators on the right-hand side. We need to find the LCM of all the denominators 1, 2, 3, and 6, which is 6. In the next step, every term, we understood there are 4 terms. We understood that there are 4 terms. Every term in the equation is multiplied by the LCM 6. So 3 by 1 into 6. minus 5 by 6x into 6 is equal to, every term is equal to 1 by 2x is a term into 6 minus 2 by 3x into 6. Multiply all the 4 terms by the LCM 6. Next, simplify within the terms. Now this is a term. Simplify within this. 3 6 are 18. Now this is the next one. 2 6. Simplify within this. Within this you should simplify. So 6 and 6 will get cancelled. So we have 5x. Within this, simplify within half x into 6. That is one term. Half x into 6. So 2 1s are 2 3s are. So 3x. 3 into 1 is 3x. 3x. 3 into 1 is 3x. Minus within this term, simplify within this term, 3 1s are 3 2s are, and 2 2s are 4x. 2 into 2, you can multiply now. Yes, 2x and 2, they are unlike terms, but you can multiply them. Multiplication and division, like in fractions, children, like in fractions, you can multiply or divide even unlike fractions. Multiplication and division have no restriction in mathematics. Only when you're adding or subtracting, you need to check if they're like fractions, like terms, and you'll come across many things in like further. So far, like terms, we know like terms and like fractions. So 2x and 2, you'll wonder how to multiply 2x and 2. 2x is 2x, but that's only 2, doesn't have x in it. No problem. Multiplication and division can be performed with anything. They need not be like terms. They need not be like terms. So how to multiply 2x and 2? Multiply the numbers. 2 into 2, 4. X as it is, 4x. 2 into 2, 4, 4x. That's it. All right. So now that brings us till this step. And here in the left-hand side, you have 18 minus 5x, which cannot be simplified because they're addition, subtraction, only like terms. Related to fractions, children, you can add or subtract only like fractions. When they are unlike fractions, you make them like fractions and then only add or subtract. So here also you can add or subtract like terms. Multiplication, division, no restriction. Anybody, anything. Whatever terms they are, they can be multiplied or divided. 18 minus 5x, they're not like terms. 18 is 18, but 5x has x in it. This one doesn't have x in it. Either they should have been only numbers, 18 minus 5, then you can simplify. Or it should have been 18x minus 5x. Then also you can simplify. 18x minus 5x. But this 18 minus 5x, which cannot be simplified. Because they're unlike terms. This one has x in it, that doesn't have an x. You cannot add or subtract unlike terms. And here on this side, on the other side, how to simplify 3x minus 4x. X as it is, when you're adding or subtracting like terms, you should only add or subtract their numerical coefficients. 3 and minus 4 here. This is plus 3. This is plus 3. This is minus 4. This is plus 3. This is minus 4. Plus 3 minus 4 is minus 1. And fix that x, minus 1x. Only 1x. So minus 1x. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. X as it is, minus 1x. 3x minus 4x is equal to minus 1x. Which can also be written as minus x. Next, we gather all the x terms. We gather the x terms on one side and the numbers on the other side because we have to solve for and find the value of x. So here we transpose. In the next step, what you see is we transpose minus 5x. We take it to the other side. See, the others remain in their positions, meaning they remain in the LHS or RHS. 18 remains in the LHS and minus x remains in the RHS. Who's moving? Watch carefully. Only minus 5x is moving from the LHS to the RHS. So minus 5x becomes plus 5x. Plus 5x. And now again 5x minus x is 4x. Because 5 minus 1. X as it is, children. X as it is. The numerical coefficient here is 5. And here is minus 1. 1. And it is minus 1 because we take the sign preceding the number, right? So 5 is plus 5. 1 is minus 1. Plus 5 minus 1 is plus 4. So 4x. 4x. Now again, the property of equations, you can completely shift the LHS and RHS. You can exchange the sides without making any changes in the sign. So write 4x in the LHS and bring 18 to the RHS using that property. Bring 4x to the left hand side, 18 to the right hand side. You don't have to change the signs because you're completely moving the terms in the LHS to the, RHS to the LHS. Completely moving the terms in the left hand side to the right hand side. So you don't have to change the signs. So this brings us to this step. 4x is equal to 18. On dividing both the sides by 4. On dividing both the sides by 4, we get x is equal to 18 by 4. Or x is equal to 9 by 2. 18 by 4 is 9 by 2. When you simplify further with 2. 2 9s are 18, 2 2s are 4. Yes, children, I'm moving on to the second one.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Please don't try to read all that you see in the slide. That will be distracting. Please follow what I am talking about. So how many terms in the LHS, children? How many terms in the LHS?
Right hand side 2 terms.
Two terms. 2 terms in the
RHS?
LHS, ma'am. Ma'am, 2 terms in the RHS.
Just a minute. Yeah. All right, children. So 2 terms in the left hand side, 2 terms in the right hand side. And how many terms have x in it?
Ma'am, 2 terms have x in it.
2 terms. The first term here, this 5x minus 8 by 5 has x in it. And this one here, 3 by 5x, this one also has an x in it. Now, every term has a numerator and denominator, right? Everything has a numerator and denominator. In the last sum, 3 was 3, so we wrote it as 3 by 1. Now here, everybody has a denominator. So what is the first step? Just what you see here is the equation again. I've written the same equation again. Solution, equation. So since everybody has a denominator, we'll have to just find the LCM of the denominator. So you see 2 and 5. In both the LHS and RHS, in the left hand side, we have 5 and 2. In the right hand side, we have 5 and 2. That means we'll have to find the LCM of 5 and 2 or 2 and 5, which is 10. Step 1 is to find the LCM of the denominators in the LHS and RHS. Okay, so 2 and 5 is 10. Next step, multiply every term. We understood there are 4 terms. Multiply every term in the LHS and RHS by the LCM. So 5x minus 8 by 5 is the first term. Multiply by the LCM 10. Then write the next term plus half. Multiply by 10 is equal to the third term or the first term in the RHS is 7 by 2 multiply by 10 minus 3 by 5x multiply by 10. So after finding the LCM of the denominators, multiply every term by the LCM. and you will be simplifying within the term. Within the term. This is the term now. This is the term. 5 ones are 5 twos are. Now you see that 2 has to be multiplied with 5x minus 8 because earlier, see now here we have, when you look at the last one here, this is one term. 5 ones are 5 twos are. Now 3 twos are 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. You can multiply even unlike terms. You're multiplying. So you don't have to check if they're like or unlike. You can just multiply. So we have 2 threes are 6, 6, 6. 2 threes are 6, 6, 6. But here 5 ones are 5 twos are. Here we see that there's a 2 here, and here in the numerator we have more than one term, 5x minus 8. So this is how you write. You cannot multiply. Don't try to multiply in the same step. Write it like this. You should multiply 2 with 5x minus 8. Do we understand the meaning? You should multiply 2 with 5x minus 8. So write that in a bracket. You'll have to multiply 2 with 5x minus 8. So you don't see any sign here. It's multiplication. See here, no sign, multiplication. So 2 into 5x minus 8 plus 2 ones are 2 fives are. Within the term, you can simplify. Within the term. So 2 ones are 2 fives are. So plus 5 is equal to, here 2 ones are 2 fives are, 7 fives are 35. Minus 5 ones are 5 twos are. The denominators everywhere is 1, children. So we just ignore it. Everywhere the denominator is 1. Meaning after simplifying. So we just ignore it. 5 ones are, 1 is the denominator. We just leave it. So 2 threes are 6x, 6x. Now you cannot simplify 35 and minus 6x. 35 and minus 6x because they're unlike terms. You cannot add or subtract them. You can multiply, but here it is not multiplication. There's a minus sign here. It's not multiplication. So here 2 in, how do we multiply? Multiply 2 with 5x, multiply 2 with minus 8. Multiply 2 with 5x and 2 with minus 8. So 2 into 5x. The first question is they're unlike terms, but you can multiply them. They're unlike terms, but you can multiply. You cannot unlike terms, but you can multiply them or even divide them. Okay, so here we have to multiply 2 into 5x. So 2 5s are 10, x as it is. Then you know, children, plus 2 into minus 8 we have to do. 2 means plus 2. 2 is a plus 2 and here it is minus 8. So plus into minus is minus. Multiply the signs, multiply the terms. Here also we multiply the signs. 2 has a positive sign. 5x also, see the sign before the term. Here plus, plus into plus is plus. 2 into 5, 10, 10x. Again, you're multiplying 2 with this 8 and 8 has a minus sign before it and 2 has a plus sign before it. So plus into minus. See, when you're multiplying two things, they have their signs before them. Multiply their signs, that's all. So 2 has a positive sign. Plus into minus is minus. And 2 8s are 16. 2 8s are 16. Plus 5 is equal to 35 minus 6x. Now tell me, children, I said simplify if possible. Before you gather the x terms, on one side, please simplify on the same side. If you can simplify, the LHS, simplify the RHS, do that first. So can the LHS be simplified? Is it possible to simplify the left-hand side, the terms on the left-hand side? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am, we can simplify.
What is that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children, tell me the answer. Yes, yeah, continue. Yes, what is it? What is that we can simplify?
Ma'am, it's like minus 6 plus 5.
Minus 16, ma, not minus 6.
Ma'am, no ma'am, while subtracting 10 minus 16.
Tell me.
Ma'am, yes ma'am, while subtracting 10 minus 16, as 10 is lesser than 16, the answer remains in minus. So minus 6 plus 5 is equal to minus 1.
No, I really cannot comprehend what you're saying. No, try again. Sorry, please try.
Yes,
Which
ma'am. Ma'am,
which two terms? No, which two terms are you trying to simplify?
ma'am, I'm trying the 10x minus 16 plus 5.
All at a time, huh? No, take two at a time and simplify. Take only two at a time. No, I want it from you. I'm not going ahead. Yes, all of you think. Because when you understand by yourself, you remember that forever. It is simple. You can make a guess and get it. Okay, you understand this golden rule, right? That you can simplify only like terms. Is that clear? No? If that is not clear,
Yes,
then I
ma'am,
have to.
clear.
Okay, so what is 2 plus 3x? What is 2 plus 3?
5, ma'am.
What is 2x plus 3x?
5x.
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 2x plus 3x plus 4x. Two x plus
11x.
no, 2x plus 3x plus 4x.
Ma'am, it's like 9x.
9x. So that x will come only once. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9x. What is 2x plus 3x plus 4x plus 5x?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
2x plus what is 2x plus 3x plus 4x plus 5x? So what is 2 plus 3?
5, ma'am.
5 plus 4?
5.
9, ma'am.
9 plus 5?
14, ma'am.
14, ma'am.
14x. X will just come once. Just put that x with it. That's it. So now tell me what is 2? What is 2 plus 3x? 2 plus 3x.
5x.
5x, ma'am.
No. Okay. When you are adding or subtracting, always remember that you will be dealing only with like terms. Like terms. Now 2 and 3x. 3x has x in it. 2 is only 2. They are unlike terms. You cannot add or subtract them. So I'll give you some time. Register that in your mind first. 2 plus 3x cannot be simplified any further. 2 plus, I did not say 2x. I said 2 plus 3x. I said 2 plus 3x. 2 every time you are adding or subtracting, you need to check if you're dealing with like terms only everywhere. Not only in this chapter. In mathematics, it's always like terms that can be added or subtracted. Multiplication and division, you don't have to check. You can simply multiply or divide. Like what we learned in fractions. So when you're asked to add 2 and 3x, 2 plus 3x, 3x has x in it, but this is only 2. It should be 2x. 2x plus 3x is 5x. But 2 plus 3x cannot be simplified because they are not like terms. Then what is 2 plus 3x? It is 2 plus 3x. What is 2 plus 3x? It is 2 plus 3x. Now tell me the LHS. Can we simplify 10x minus 16? Are they like terms?
No, ma'am.
No.
They're unlike terms, ma'am.
No, you cannot do anything. 10x minus 16, nothing can be done. 10x, see here we multiplied. Here, see we multiplied 2 into 5x. We didn't bother. We didn't even check if they're like or unlike because multiplication can be performed with any terms. So we didn't even check. 2 into 5x, how did we multiply 2 into 5? 10. And this x as it is. Minus. That is minus because plus into minus is minus. And then 2 8s are 16. But while adding or subtracting, they have to be like terms. So 10x minus 16 is 10x minus 16. They cannot be simplified further. So let's move ahead. We leave 10x. At least minus 16 plus 5 are like, right? Minus 16 plus 5. Can't we simplify them?
Ma'am.
Yeah, what is minus 16 plus 5? Oh my God, what's happened today? Just a second. Triple files open. Oh. Let me open it again, sorry. Oh my God, I showed you the whole answer. All right. So we simplify minus 16 plus 5. Minus 16 plus 5 is minus 11, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Minus 11.
Minus 11. Yeah, so that's what you see here. So we write 10x as it is. It cannot be simplified with either minus 16 or plus 5, but minus 16 plus 5 can be simplified. Minus 16 plus 5 can be simplified. Write that. Minus 11. 10x as it is equal to, on this side nothing can be done. 35 minus 6x. This has x. This is only 35. They cannot be added or subtracted. So write it as it is. As it is. Now gather the x terms. Now we are almost trying to find getting the value of x. Now gather the x terms. Why x terms? Because x terms only can be simplified. X terms can be simplified. So gather the x terms, gather the numbers. Gather the x terms on one side and the numbers on the other side. So let's have 10x. See here, 10x is on the same side, the left hand side. And this minus 6x moves to the left hand side. Minus 6x, can you see? From the right hand side, it's coming to the left hand side. So it will come as plus 6x. So 10x is in the left hand side. So 10x is 10x. It's not minus 10x. 10x is 10x. But who's moving? Minus 6x. It's actually in the right hand. See, after the equal to sign it is. So this one, which is after the equal to sign, is now coming to the other side before the equal to sign. So minus 6x will become plus 6x is equal to 35. See here, 35 is in the RHS and it's still in the RHS. But this minus 11, which is in the LHS, is moved to the RHS. So it becomes plus 11. Now x, both are x terms. You can simplify. Both are x terms. So you can simplify. So 10x plus 6x. 10 plus 6, 16. 16x. 10 plus 6, 16, 16x is equal to 46. X is equal to 46 by 16, which is 23 by 8 on simplifying by 2. I think it's important to work this in the class, children. Please work this. Because as you work, you might have some question again in your mind. Take a picture, also work now in the class. Nandana, understood, Nandana? Since you joined us late?
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
All right, darling. Okay. I'll just come back, children. Please work. I'm coming up. I'm coming back in a moment. As we practice many sums, it will be very clear, children. If you have somewhat understood now, be happy. It will become very clear as we work many. Can I show the next slide?
Ma'am, that last step I can't understand, ma'am.
Which one, ma'am?
Ma'am, that last from 10x minus 11 is equal to 35 minus 6x.
Yeah, you try it, Matthew. Just tell me, what do you think is happening there? Okay, I'll tell you the idea. So the heading is to solve for x, right? To solve for x. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to bring all the x terms on one side and the numbers on the other side.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where is 6x? Is it in the left hand side or right hand side?
Ma'am, left hand side, ma'am.
Where is 6x?
Ma'am, right hand side.
Okay. So bring it to the left hand side. We'll get it along with, we'll put it along with 10x.
Yes, ma'am.
So minus 6x, when it comes to the left hand side, it will become plus 6x.
Plus 6x.
Yeah. Where is 35?
Ma'am, 35 is RHS, ma'am.
Okay. In the next step, we have written 35 there only, no? In the RHS, we have not changed.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, where is 11? Is it in the LHS or RHS?
Ma'am, LHS.
Now, when that 11, it carries a minus sign. When that moves to the RHS, it will become
Ma'am, plus, ma'am.
plus 11 minus because you're changing the position.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're changing the position,
Yes, ma'am.
it will become plus 11.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
why we're doing this is we're trying to gather the x terms, all the x terms on one side and numbers on the other side.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is the next step? How did we get 16x?
Ma'am, by adding 10x plus 6x, ma'am, the x is common, ma'am, so we should add 10 and 6 and we should put x, ma'am.
Perfect. What is 35 plus 11?
46, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, then we should transpose 16 to RHS, ma'am. So 16 is in multiplication, ma'am. So we should bring there in division, ma'am. So 46 divided by 16, ma'am.
Okay.
So x is equal to 23 by 8, ma'am.
X is equal to 23 by 8. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How 23 by 8?
Ma'am, by simplifying 46 by 16.
Yeah, with in the tables of
3.
2, ma'am.
2 8s are 16. Correct?
Ma'am, by simplifying
ma'am.
it by the 2 table, ma'am.
Okay, okay. No, Matthew would have got it. He was a little, he's sitting with the other family members, so he's distracted probably. Yes, Matthew?
No, ma'am. My sister also having class, ma'am.
Yeah, no, Matthew, but is it because the internet is, the strength of the internet is good in that position? Is it that reason for which you're sitting there? Because it
Yeah.
always, whenever you unmute, I can hear the voices of your family members or whoever is around you.
Ma'am, 2 members, ma'am.
That's what. Why do you sit here? Can you sit alone in a room?
No, ma'am. There I can't get internet, ma'am.
Yeah. That's what even I understood. Okay. So maybe you're distracted.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you using headphones or?
Headphones, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Fine now, Matthew. Not a problem for me. I was just trying to check if that was distracting you.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
fine, Matthew, fine. Take down this question, children. Don't see anything in the answer. Take down this question. I want you to try it by yourself. Whatever you see on the screen is a clue for you. Children, I said try this by yourself. Please work this in your book. X should be written as X by 1. 7 should be written as 7 by 1 because we need to know the denominators of every term. Have we finished till here, children? Till this step?
Yes, ma'am. Completed till that, ma'am.
Okay. So since the LCM, how many terms are there in the equation?
Ma'am, in RHS or LHS?
In the equation. How many terms are there in the equation?
Ma'am, 5 terms are there, ma'am.
5 terms. How many terms in the LHS?
Ma'am, 3 terms in the LHS.
And RHS?
Ma'am, 2, ma'am.
The RHS, ma'am.
2 terms. 2 terms. So totally there are 5 terms. That's very important to identify. And so you know the denominators, and the LCM of the denominators is 6. What do we do after finding the LCM?
Ma'am, we multiply the lowest common multiple with the x by 1 plus 7 by 1, 8 by 3x and 17 by 6.
Yeah, Swati. Okay. No, in just put that in words. We multiply. Class, all of you.
Ma'am, we multiply all the fractions.
We multiply all the
All the
fractions
terms
with
with the 6,
LCM,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All the
Correct.
terms with 6.
Terms, yes. We multiply every term in the LHS and every term in the RHS with the LCM. We multiply every term. So there are 3 terms in the left hand side. We multiply the 3 terms. Each of the 3 terms. X is a term into 6. 7 into 6. 8 by 3x into 6. Every term. We multiply every term in the LHS and every term in the RHS with the LCM, which is 6. That is what you see here. And how can you simplify, children? Within the term. Remember that. Can we do here like this? 3 ones are, can we do this? 3 ones are 3 and 3 twos are 6 here?
No,
No,
ma'am. It should be inside the term.
Yeah, it should be within the term. Within the term. Simplification should be within the term. You're crossing, you're going beyond the boundary. The boundary is the minus sign. These are the separators, plus, minus. So you cannot do anything between the plus and minus. Between this, plus or between this minus, you cannot do anything. Within that term, within that term. So we have simplified. Is this much understood, children, till here?
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Okay, now let's multiply.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, all right. So now let's multiply. Ignore the denominator 1, children. That we wrote just because just to show the denominator is 1. That's it. So you can just ignore that. After finding the LCM, you can ignore the denominator 1. Okay, so now 6 into x is 6x. You can multiply. They are not like terms, but you can multiply them. 6 into x is 6x. 6 into x is 6x. Then plus 7 6 are 42 minus 8 2s are 16 x. This x. 8 2s are 16 and this x is equal to, since 6 and 6 gets cancelled, 17 minus 2 1s are 2 3s are 2 3s are. So 3 into 5 15x. 3 into 5 15x. See what is here is 5x into 3. 5x into 3. How do you do 5x into 3? 5 into 3 is 50. Multiplication. You can. They may be like terms, unlike terms. You can multiply both. So 5 into 3 is 15 and x. Now tell me the next step.
Ma'am, after this step, we should see that the terms are.
Swati, I appreciate your enthusiasm to always participate. Let's just ask the others also.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, Swati, just a minute. Yes. Yes, class.
Ma'am,
Yes. Just say what you have in your mind. See, now you will hesitate to answer if you feel I'm not expecting what I have in my mind. I just want, I want to know what you are thinking about the next step.
ma'am, we should bring 6x minus 1 minus 16x minus 1 plus divided by 1 plus 15x by 1, ma'am. I took all the x numbers to the left hand side,
But
ma'am.
I said ignore the denominator 1. No, please don't carry on with 1.
Okay.
Ignore the denominator 1.
Okay.
Don't write it. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Next part we can do is take. Ma'am, we should bring plus 42 to the right hand side, which become minus 42, ma'am.
Very. Yeah, correct, correct. Next. And
Next,
no, we should. I heard only this now. So you said plus 42 should be taken to the RHS. And then what should be moved to the LHS?
15 will be moved to the LHS, ma'am. It will become plus 15x, ma'am.
It will become plus 15x. Now tell me what are the terms in the LHS after transposing?
6x minus 16x plus 15x, ma'am.
Plus 15x. Very good. Is equal to what do you have in the RHS after transposing?
17 minus 42.
17 minus 42. Very good, Nandana. Very good.
Ma'am, after this we need to simplify it, ma'am. So it will become 6x minus 1x, ma'am.
It will become
6x minus 1x.
6x minus 1x. Okay, is equal to?
Minus 25, ma'am. We should subtract 42 and 17. And we'll get minus. We get 5x as the answer, ma'am, in the left hand side.
Okay.
I will keep the 22 as it is, ma'am. And 5x will move to
5.
5 will move to right hand side, ma'am, so that it will become division, ma'am. So minus 25 divided by 5, ma'am, we'll get minus 5, ma'am. So x is equal to minus 5, ma'am.
So you got x is minus 5. Okay, fine. All right, Nandana, let's see if your answer is correct. Okay. But all your steps were perfect. You've understood it clearly. Good. All right, children. So now what do we have here? We have in the LHS, we have 6x plus 42 minus 16x. Is simplification possible there? Can you simplify 42 with 6x?
No, ma'am.
42 with minus 16x?
No, ma'am.
Then what can be simplified? In the LHS.
Ma'am, 6x. Ma'am, 6x plus 16x.
6x minus 16x.
Minus 16x.
Yeah, 6x minus 16x can be simplified because both are x terms. So what we'll do, we can transpose, but meaning we can now bring 15x to this side. But what we do is, see, we kind of follow some discipline. When before we transpose and do all that, we try to simplify the LHS and RHS. If there is some simplification that can be done in the LHS and RHS, we do that and then transpose. But nothing wrong. Like Nandana said, you can also have all the x terms on one side before simplifying. That's also fine. So now I'm just telling you as per the working I have in my material. So in the LHS, we have 6x and minus 16x. So what is 6x minus 16x? What is 6 minus 16?
Ma'am, minus 10.
Minus 6 minus 16. 6 minus 16 is minus 10. Minus 10x. So on the LHS, on the LHS we have, so on simplifying these two, on simplifying 6x minus 16x, these are x terms, they are like terms, 6x and minus 16x. So 6 minus 16 is minus 10. 6 minus 16 is minus 10. X as it is. Plus 42. We have not transposed. We have not transposed. We are just trying to simplify the terms in the LHS. 6x minus 16x is minus 10x plus 42 is equal to this one. You cannot simplify. I've written it as it is. Now let's transpose. Minus 10x here. Minus 15x from this side to this side. So plus 15x is equal to 17 in the same side. Plus 42 as minus 42 on the other side. Now what is minus 10x plus 15x? They are like terms. You can
plus
add
5.
Plus 5. Minus 10 plus 15 plus 5 plus 5x. And what about 17 minus 42?
Minus 25.
Ma'am, minus 25, ma'am, because the
Greater number sign is negative.
yes.
Very good. Plus 17 minus 42. plus 17 minus 42 is minus 25. So we have 5x is equal to minus 25. X is equal to minus 25 by 5, which is minus 5.
Yes, ma'am. Same answer.
Very good, very good. What's the time, children?
7:53, ma'am.
53, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
7:53, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right, just take a picture of this answer alone, children. Just go through this answer and let's see if you can explain this to me in the next class. Take a picture of this one.
Took a picture, ma'am.
Took, ma'am.
All right, children. Okay, children, that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Next class on Tuesday. No, not Tuesday, right? Monday morning. Monday morning. Thank you, children. You may leave the meeting.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, next week we have worksheet, ma'am.
When? Next week, huh?
Yes, ma'am, from 19th, ma'am. Whole week, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's okay. So how does it matter? Tell me, what's the inconvenience? Tell me.
Ma'am, can you change the time?